Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Friday, August 5th, 2016. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, we have a different set of souls. They do not feel repulsive. They do not feel like saboteurs.
That's true.
And because of that, we're going to use the foundational instructions for the formally videoed portions of today's efforts. Our foundational instructions, the instructions to us, are to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions to manifest the divine plan. The data very clearly showing that what we can do is work to manifest the divine plan for the smaller subatomic levels. And so we're not going to get hung up on what we can't do. We focus on what we can do. What now, in order to manifest the divine plan for the smaller subatomic levels? What now? With that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin. I hear that child's voice.
Too.
The one who said, "There."
That's true.
Plant it there.
Plant it there.
Hi. What do I know? I know that all day today the instruction has been to move our focus up and down the search for truth pillar to various locations and see what we can do to help get things unstuck at whatever level our focus is brought to.
That's true.
So this child, I think you might be right. I think it might be that this child is at a level larger than that baby.
Yeah, it feels true.
And if so, then it would be helpful for us to merge with this child and in the looking up, digging, dance way, become aware of what's going on beneath us and see if we can get those smaller subatomic children moving up to us. All of us who really want to know what's actually going on. To the search for true central axis, all others flung away. I feel as though I can reach down almost to that Nazi level street.
Yes, it's true.
Not quite. I don't feel quite able to touch street level, but darn close.
Really close.
Really close. It seems like by zooming the pillar that it's stretching long enough that now I can get not only to that porthole, that manhole cover, but through it.
That's true.
Slightly through it, just underneath that portal, so we're bridging that portal.
That's true. I feel it too.
This would be good. Then nobody needs to be stationed right there in that zone all the time. And that's dangerous because that draws attention to this street in a way that is unhelpful.
Yes, that's true.
Whereas if it's just little flashes of flickering light moving through, people think that they're imagining things.
That's true.
Boom, boom. Let's call up the children from the smaller subatomic. Right this way, right this way, right this way. Hurry, right this way, moving through us, not to us. We're going to send you as high up as we can, and our hope is that you'll be able to escape gravity and burst free.
That's true.
But if you begin to fall down, it's okay. Just get off at whatever level you're on right then. Get off right away and interact with the presences you'll find yourself surrounded by, and tell them what has happened to you in your life and ask them why it happened. Now we just pulse. That's our part. Keep the energy. Do you want to zoom or do you want to work the bulb syringe?
Yeah, work the bulb syringe.
All right, I'll zoom. Somebody's asking why I'm zooming like this. Well, because the vortices have stopped working, and so we need to create artificial vortices. So I am being a vortex right now.
That's true.
Did they just click off?
That might be what this feeling is. I don't hear them anymore.
No. They said that, what are you doing, in a gross tone of voice, like a gross critical tone of voice, like looking to find fault. What are you doing?
That's true.
I'm being a vortex. The vortices shut down. And then they click off.
That's true.
Sorry to disappoint you. We're just doing our jobs.
That's true.
And I I literally am sorry that that was disappointing to that presence.
Me
Not
too.
because we're doing something wrong,
No.
which we could be messing up. We're messing up all the time, but
That's
our
true.
intention is to do what is ours to do, not get hung up on what we can't do what we can to manifest the divine plan,
That's true.
particularly for the smaller subatomic.
That's true.
And our assignment is to get as many of the children out of those horrifying war zones as we can, get them as high up as we can, and to break free of this gravity of the contamination of lies that acts like a black hole. Whether or not it's literally a black hole, I don't know, and I'm not sure it actually matters.
That's true.
My attention is brought to Ra in that lab that's studying the secret life of the smaller subatomic. I see that he can feel something is supposed to happen, and he's starting to sweep the room in a counterclockwise fashion. Do you
That's
see
true.
him
I
doing
see
that?
that.
Yes. It's like a past life memory is being triggered, and he knows that a vortex is needed.
That's true.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. I know that we're supposed to deliver up some smaller subatomic children into Ra's lab right
That's
now.
true.
And I believe we're supposed to run them literally through him as he's sweeping. If it starts to freak him out, we'll move it to just behind him, maybe.
That's true.
Maybe we could run it right up his spine so that he feels brushed by the wind of it.
That's true.
Merging, merging. Okay, let's pulse up the smaller subatomic children. I see the reflection point on the ceiling. Do you?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, well, let's just hit that reflection point. And then wiser minds, or some other minds, are setting the target. We aren't.
That's true.
But right now I don't smell sabotage.
Not right now.
Stay alert, though.
That's true.
And saying to the children as they're moving through us, when you get there, tell what has happened to you in your life and ask why it happened. And it doesn't matter that he may not be able to understand you. He'll feel it.
That's true.
And it'll get him to start looking at how things are actually working with the attitude of how should they be working. Until now he's just been observing what's going on, and this will start to put the thought in his head of, well, I see what's going on, and what is it supposed to look like?
That's true.
Well, I thought we had gotten that thought in his head this morning, so maybe it didn't really get there.
What it could be is like how it happens sometimes in sessions when an idea will be brought to us, and in the moment of the session we're really present with it and we really get it, and then after the session is over and closed and we've moved on to the next portion of the day, it's like that beautiful, brilliant lesson has
slipped off the table entirely. We don't
Yes.
even remember it.
Yes.
And then the next day when we're working the footage, we say, oh my gosh, this is the secret to life.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
He feels it moving up his back. It's like that feeling of, oh, there must be something on my back, and
That's
there's
true.
nothing there.
That's
I
true.
hear him saying to Kosa, is there something on my back?
That's true.
Somebody's laughing. Oh, wow. I'm starting to look around the lab, and seated on the tops of bookcases and whatnot, there are out-of-body presences. They look like fairies and leprechauns. They look like nature realms presences.
That's true.
They're very interested. I wonder what else is going on in this building.
That's a
Nothing good.
question.
I asked that, and they said nothing good.
That's true.
That's what those little fairies said.
Now they're talking a lot. There's lots of talking. All the little fairies are speaking.
Yes, who are they speaking to? To each other?
Or maybe they're trying to speak to Ra?
No, he can't hear you. Try Kosa. She can hear you better.
But it might not be a good idea for everyone to talk at once like this.
Mm.
This is kind of overwhelming even for us, and we're used to hearing it.
Good point.
Right now it's just like chatter, loud chatter.
How about start with a talking stick and just pass the talking stick around counterclockwise so everyone will get their turn to talk. And if you want to set a time limit on how long you can hold the talking stick, you can. I'm not telling you how to do that. The point is one at a time, please.
It's a head-clearing
Well,
feeling.
that's because a lot of them left.
Yeah, that's true.
They just want to chatter.
I just want to say my part.
I just want to talk.
I just want to talk. That's
I
right.
just want to talk.
That's right. Well, now it definitely feels clearer in the lab.
And quieter.
Quieter.
All of us who really want to know what's actually going on. To the search for true central axis, all others flung away.
So that was a lab full of out-of-body presences. I hadn't noticed that before.
I don't think it was that way before.
No,
I think
I
they're
hadn't.
being drawn by the activity.
That feels true.
This does happen. So it's important, really important, to keep this bifurcation going and get that vortex going,
That's
or
true.
it'll be inundated with grumpy ghosts, and
That's
that
true.
isn't helpful.
No, definitely not helpful.
Let's tune to increase curiosity in quality and quantity, so that we actually crave knowing what's really going on, not being satisfied with superficialities, but continuing to press for the deepest, most full understanding.
That's true. I wonder if all those out-of-body presences that were packed into the lab had something to do with the miscommunication between Kosa and Ra this morning.
I think it's more along the lines of incorrect interpretations and inflated expectations that actually make no sense.
That's true.
Why would Rob be surprised when his lab assistant is acting like a lab assistant? She's a lab assistant. And why would Kosa be surprised when her lab supervisor is acting like a lab supervisor? He's a lab supervisor.
Right, it's kind of crazy to expect something else.
Right. It's crazy. But it does hint at guidance that isn't working.
That's true.
And that keeps coming up, these so-called guides who aren't doing their jobs
That's
at
true.
all, not at all. And sometimes they are good-hearted, well-intentioned people who are themselves being misled.
That's true.
What now? In order to manifest the divine plan for the smaller subatomic, what now? Let's shoot for that child who said, "Put it there."
Yes, that's true.
Standing in the floor of the lab, can we hit the floor where that child is? Up to the ceiling of that room, try to find the reflective point. I see the
I
reflective
see
point.
it.
Okay, let's see if we can get there.
I hear them hitting off the ceiling.
I can hear it too, and I'm also feeling them coming up off the floor of the lab
That's true.
that's studying the secret life of the smaller subatomic, as if this was debris that somehow had missed the specimen table.
Yes, that's true.
And so now we're just sending it up again. That's what I notice in answer to the question. I notice that several times in this session we've gotten this message of overlapping efforts.
That's true.
And to form a chain link effect. And what do I know? I know that this goes back to level 3 teachings of the core curriculum.
That's true.
Using chain link techniques to get higher than we, or farther into the future than we can get on our own. So I think that's a valid point, a good suggestion, and thank you very much.
That's true. A true mystery.
It's a true mystery. But we have no idea.
I don't know.
And nobody has any idea.
Right, that's the
there
point.
is no idea.
That's true.
Nobody knows, and it's not about the body, it's about
No,
the civilization.
the timeline of the whole
Of
big.
the whole big civilization.
That's right.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Exciting to be able to be in this seat. How many people get the chance of being in this kind of seat? What an amazing gift.
That's true.
With awareness, watching this unfold.
That's true.
Wow. What a blessing.
Great good fortune.
Great good fortune. Indeed. Try to get out of the blue event horizon. Aiming for a consistent source of significantly higher vibration. Wow. It's when I start to say aiming for the blue event horizon, I can see something like a bubble, and it's like looking at the soap bubble from the inside out. Can you see it?
That's true.
Aiming for a consistent source of significantly higher vibration, knowing that it's on the other side of that bubble. Send this up, wrapping the work and saying to the closing process itself, when you get there, ask for the grade. Ask for the vibration to be made right, and tell them where you came from. Tell them where you came from, and tell them what's going on. Tell them everything.
Sending it up.
There. I feel like when we asked for the vibrations to be raised, that the closing process slipped through the soap bubble.
It's true.
Goodbye, goodbye, go! Go, go, go. Goodbye.
That is true, unless I'm having a fancy. They went through the bubble.
Yes. Okay, we know what to do now. That'll help.
Yeah, that's true.
Onward.